Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. Yes, your majesty. The three bodyguards knelt down respectfully. My speed was definitely sufficient. I didn't expect some other party to acquire 10 million thunderstones within that short time too. Brolin sat in his chair, his long pale fingers tapped on the arms of the chair. Suddenly his eyes gleamed, ordering, "Give the order. Let the 1st, 2nd and 6th team swiftly draw close to the center region, station themselves about 10,000 kilometers around the center region." Yes. The three complied, swiftly leaving the tent. Only Brolin was left in the tent. He sat in the chair pondering. As for Luo Feng and his team of 5, Brolin didn't even bother to think twice. In the vast empire of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire territory, there were many examples of people getting lucky and acquiring treasures. What's more, within this Black Dragon Empire region, he even dared to kill the elites from the other groups. There wasn't anyone he couldn't trifle with. If Luo Feng and his team truly had a large background, the word from an absolute fighter would have come down already. To the 9th prince, who was so high above others, those 5 weren't a match at all. Vicious. Someone actually had the gall to take the inheritance crystal ball passcode from under me. Brolin muttered, "Is it the Holy Sea of Frost? 3 Axe Mountain? 100 Tiger Building? Black Cloud Guild? North Dragon Castle?" Even the families were a probability. Brolin wasn't sure at all just who had taken that last passcode. About 10,000 kilometers from the center region, the grass fields had many explorers gathering. Many had prepared their tents. These tents' materials were similar to the alloy armors, incredibly sturdy. In one of the larger tents, a tall and sturdy, about 3-meter tall black gorilla man sat within. His strong pectorals forced the armor on his body to slightly protrude. His head was almost totally similar to that of a black gorilla, his bulging eyes with a sense of madness. The 8-man race was a large race within the universe. The 8-man could be specifically divided into over 100 races, many of which were brave and valiant soldiers. And him, Chakra, was one of the previous absolute warriors of the 3 Axe Mountain underlings, Sector Lord Chen Chen, star level 9 warrior. Initially, he was simply one of the countless star level 9 cannon fodder. However now, chuckle, a weird sound resounded from Chakra's throat, his eyes filled with excitement. "I never expected to be able to break through. Ha ha ha, this world within a world is indeed my lucky place. The Lady of Luck has chosen to shine down on me." Chakra was extremely excited. Yes. He was excited, incomparably excited. That was because he had broken through from the star level 9 to the universe level 1. Back when I was drafted from Waiko Star, I had made a vow to definitely become the greatest warrior. All this is really happening. It's happening. Chakra couldn't forget his 300-year life. He was forcefully taken from his home ground Waiko Star. Going through training, sold, transferred again, finally becoming one of the soldiers under the Sector Lord Jiang Chen Chen, finally reaching star level 9 through hard training, just one of many elite soldiers. A long tedious 300-year struggle. He was very clear, if he didn't reach the universe level, he would always remain one of the small fries. Star level 9 and universe level. It was just a step difference. However, that step was akin to the distance between heaven and earth. I just broke through and became a universe level, and I've already become the main captain of the large team by the Sector Lord, and the original captain has become my assistant. What's more, the Lord has even given me 30 life planets as my territory. Ha, I definitely have to acquire 30,000 women and produce a lot of children. The 8-man Chakra thought excitedly within. Lord. 2 voices resounded from outside. "Enter." Chakra said indifferently. 2 silhouettes entered. These 2, one was a star level 2 while the other was star level 3. They were the 2 leading members under another Sector Lord from the 3 Axe Mountain. Each leaders of their own teams, however they were usually only star level 2 or 3. That was because they were elites, geniuses. Ironically, the large group of star level 9s were only cannon fodder. That was because the hope of the cannon fodder breaking through to the universe level wasn't large. Didn't expect a stupid 8-man to break through to the universe level. This kind of luck, it's simply a step to heaven. The 2 youths thought within. Lord. The 2 slight bowed. One of the youths smiled. "Lord Chakra, I wonder if you've acquired the passcode already." one of the inheritance passcodes I've already acquired and transferred it via the virtual universe, telling the noble sector lord. Chakra's voice was bright and clear, however there was a genetic barrier around the entire tent, preventing any sound from escaping. Lord Chakra is indeed formidable. The two complimented, right. Ape-man Chakra nodded, his black nose snorted out warm air. The two of your armies should have gathered already, right? Yes, Lord. The two bowed, very well. The ape-man Chakra praised, his eyes gleaming, his aura surging out from his body, causing the two youths to feel pressure, as though the end of the world was nigh. The ape-man Chakra suddenly creased his eyebrows. You two can go. Chakra waved his hand, yes. The two youths bowed and left. Normally, star level 9s were their bodyguards, however this cannon fodder ape-man actually broke through to the universe level. One had to know that out of the elites and geniuses, even amongst them the chances of breaking through to the universe level was extremely low. In terms of position, they were far below that of this universe level warrior Chakra. If they didn't break through, they would become bodyguards and cannon fodder. The moment they broke through, they would immediately own planets and territories, becoming huge figures. World within a world, there were a total of close to 2 million star level 9s. And even if 10 galaxies of star level 9s combined together, there was hardly 2 million star level 9s. And these star level 9s were all elites picked by the sector lords, domain lords and other strong figures. With sufficient time, out of the 2 million star level 9s, 6 or 7 universe levels breaking through were possible. However, that required sufficient time. Hence in these sort of life or death situations, one universe level breaking through out of the 2 million star level 9 army was indeed normal. How much treasure the 9th Prince Brolin exchanged for was a secret. Even the fact that the underling from the Three-Axe Mountain, Chakra, becoming a universe level, was a secret. And at that time Luo Feng's cloud contact vine evolving, was also a secret. World within a world, outer rims, the vast continuous mountain region. Luo Feng stood within the vegetation, lowering his head to look at his arm screen. On it displayed blood-red vines that were evolving at a rapid rate, almost like boiling water. The vines had already seemed to have become much thicker and stronger, with green leaves popping out from them only to be reabsorbed and disappear. Occasionally, there were several protrusions that simply exploded just like bubbles. A large amount of vines and thinner vines were madly waving about. Even though it was evolving underground, Luo Feng could still feel the earth shake through its violent movement. 3 rode brother. 3rd brother. 3 human silhouettes ran over from far. It was Hong, Thunder God and Aogu, who was already capable of walking. 3rd, it's been over 2 hours, is it not done yet? Thunder God ran over, right. Luo Feng nodded, take a look. Following which, Luo Feng extended his arm and the screen displayed the scene of the vines evolving. As the cloud contact vine was simply too huge, it was also why Barbata could only display a segment of it at a time. Naturally the only segment being displayed was its core body part, the center, peculiar indeed. Thunder God stared wide-eyed, is it shedding? Hong stared wide-eyed, curious. Luo Feng stared too. At the time, the thick vines were undergoing rapid change, with the vines constantly shedding large layers of broken skin, revealing fresher vines within. But with its rapid twisting and movement, it would once again shed and the vines gradually got thicker and longer. Almost as though a tree seed growing into a large tree, but condensed into 2 to 3 hours after eating the live fruit. Evolution that would normally take many years is happening within a short time. Luo Feng said, hence, it's normal for it to be peculiar. Just how big is this cloud contact vine now? Thunder God asked. The scan is unable to check its entire body. However, through deduction, right now one vine's length can already reach about 210 kilometers. Luo Feng said, 210 kilometer? Thunder God and Hong were shocked. Just how long was 210 kilometers? The highways on Earth, some of the shorter ones were only that length, and just one vine from this was that long, and right now the cloud contact vine has a total of 72 main vines. Luo Feng said. Thunder God and Hong imagined 72 main vines that were 210 kilometers long, all wrapped around protecting Luo Feng. That was crazy. Compared to his cloud contact vine, even the golden horned beast from back then was smaller by quite a bit. Luo Feng continued to stare hard at the screen. The evolution persisted. Time passed by the minutes and seconds. Hong and Thunder God 2 didn't ask anymore, just patiently waiting. The vine on the screen gave off a feeling of immense and unlimited power. The original blood-red color of the vines before became even thicker, into an even darker red. Howl. A thought filled with immense elation and devotion transmitted to Luo Feng's mind. The evolution is a success. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Deep underground, the 72 long vines that had reached 300 kilometers each swiftly retracted. As for their thin vines and leaves, they too quickly disappeared. Simultaneously, while the vines retracted, the cloud contact vine headed towards the surface, causing the ground below Luo Feng to tremor, as though an enormous object was about to break through. Rumble. After shrinking 100 times from its original size, the cloud contact vine broke through the surface, still huge as ever. 72 vines shrunk to 3 kilometers each, about 30 centimeters thick, dark red long vines that danced in the night. Simultaneously, the incomparably thick and huge vines wrapped around Luo Feng, shrinking rapidly. Within the blink of an eye, the cloud contact vine that originally covered the lands and skies had swiftly shrunk onto Luo Feng's body and became small and adorable. Its core root entered Luo Feng's skin. 72 little vines as thick as thumb continued to disperse over a 100-meter area, dancing about, forming a dark red armor, helmet and boots on Luo Feng's body. Even Luo Feng's fingers were covered, like gloves. Luo Feng could feel the strength of the cloud contact armor on him. Even if he didn't use much strength, with a punch, just the explosive power of the cloud contact vine was enough to lay waste to a 100 kilometers of earth, rippling over a 1,000 kilometers further. This level of strength was even stronger than when Luo Feng used the natural strengthening ability of the golden horned beast at star level 9. Third brother. Thunder God cleared his throat, staring at the cloud contact armor on Luo Feng. Just how strong is this vine now? Hong also stared at Luo Feng's cloud contact armor. Obviously the huge aura of the vine contracting had completely stunned him. I'm not too clear myself. Luo Feng smiled. Cloud contact vine. Luo Feng's thoughts moved. Immediately a 2m long vine appeared from Luo Feng's body, landing on the ground beside him. Barbata, take a scan of this vine. Luo Feng communicated mentally to Barbata. The cloud contact vine, as a very special plant life form, was hard to scan for its power level. Usually for humans, scanning their powers with quantum computers or AIS was simple. For beasts, space beasts, etc., these were simple too. Humans and beasts all belong to the flesh and blood type of living creatures. Plant life, however, were unlike the humans, having miniature planets within, hence, testing was hard. Especially like the cloud contact vine, the moment it shrank and entered a human's skin, like before when people looked at Luo Feng and tested his strength, they'd only be able to test Luo Feng's strength. No one was able to test the cloud contact vine's strength. This was because the vine was a special life form altogether. Testing the vine's strength? That would require the vine to leave its host and make it release its aura alone. Not bad at all. Barbata seemed shocked. How much? Luo Feng asked mentally. The cloud contact vine's level is universe level 2. Barbata said, the cloud contact vine is a very strong and durable life form, at the same level and grade. 99.99% of humans aren't a match against one. Yours was cultivated and nurtured well. When it reached the universe level, it developed 72 main vines, and every one of them is akin to a universe level 2 human fighter, with the combined forces of the 72 vines, along with its shocking cell strength. Cutting off a vine and being able to quickly regenerate, universe level 3 humans aren't even a match. A universe level 2 cloud contact vine was much weaker than the same level and grade golden horned beast. The golden horned beast at star level 7 was already capable of easily killing star level 9 humans. The cloud contact vine, relying on its cell strength, 72 main vines, could still put up a fight against universe level 4 humans. After a while, Luo Feng and his group called out the universe ship, placing it deep within a river in the mountain region. Universe ship, control room. Dressed in alloy armor, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God stood at the control board, looking ahead at the virtual screen before them. AOGU was still within the cabin resting, the biggest scan of the world within a world. Luo Feng ordered, "Yes, Master," the ship's AI replied respectfully. This ship was considered stock. Barbata hadn't made any adjustments to it, hence the ship's AI was still the stock AI provided when they were building the ship. The screen before them immediately displayed the huge scene of the world within a world. Luo Feng, just how wide is this ship's scanning area? Thunder God asked with the ship as the center, 100,000 kilometers. Luo Feng smiled, that's quite a wide area. Hong nodded. Universe ships all came with their own scanning equipment. If any Universe Explorer ship was to arrive on a planet, it could definitely in a short amount of time scan the approximate condition of the entire planet. However, these scanning equipment were primitive. It could only give an estimate of the population, whether there were any shocking amounts of energy or abnormalities, etc. As for the planet's minerals, accurate population and strength, etc., it couldn't detect. These scans emphasized the area and size. And Barbata's scanning equipment, even though it only had a 20 kilometers area, however it could scan the planet's mineral construct, human strengths, armor grades, materials, the human's mental aptitudes, etc. All in very specific details. Master, there are 32,169 humans in this area. The ship's AI reported. In this world within a world, it was hard for such little teams to survive. The first target will be this 16,300-man team. Luo Feng said, HM? Thunder God looked shocked as he turned around. Do you have guarantee? Hong asked suspiciously, yes. Luo Feng nodded. In the vast grass fields, a team of 7 was currently surrounded by many other explorers. We surrender, don't kill us, we have thunderstones, we are willing to give our thunderstones. The 7-man team shouted loudly, their faces filled with fear. That was because in all directions, they were surrounded by 3 large teams, each with up to 1,000 and even 3,000 people. How could they escape? Ha ha, surrender, why should we accept your surrender? The 3 teams were far away before, however in the blink of an eye they closed a few tens of kilometers, forcing the 7-man team in the center into a corner. The 3 teams, one with 3,000 people, laughed as they looked at the small team. This was because they had full guarantee of their victory, hence they didn't rush to kill them. Ha ha, after killing you all, we'll still be able to get your thunderstones. A strong-looking man with black stripes on his face laughed loudly. The people in the 7-man team's faces went pale. Weren't you gathering us before? The captain of the small team, handsome man with golden gleaming hair, shouted loudly, you said before as long as we were willing to join you all and help you collect thunderstones, with your organization's name at stake, you would guarantee our safety. Ha ha, stupid. That's at the Allied Army base. At the base, it is forbidden to kill. Hence we gathered you, and at the other places in this world within a world, we can kill you directly. Everything of yours belongs to us, including the universe crystals. Poor fools, you've been too greedy. The 3,000-man team surrounded the little team of 7. The 7-man team was completely devastated. Captain. The other 6 looked at the golden-haired man. He could only shake his head painfully, raising it up. I'm begging you, I'll give you our universe crystals, thunderstones, just spare our lives. Still dreaming, so stupid, poor fools. The 3,000-man team laughed. Stop playing around, kill them. A bald man with a face full of scales shouted, yes. In the despairing looks of the 7-man team, a rain of spirit weapons shot over, immediately tearing them to shreds. And following which, the 3 teams surrounded the corpses. One member swiftly flew over and took all their treasures. Captain. The member gave the storage rings to the bald-scaled man. Yes. The bald man nodded. Let's return. Among the vast teams, the bald man was just about to check what treasures they got from the storage rings when suddenly, as quick as lightning, little vines suddenly broke through the soil below, swiftly binding the bald man's legs and violently dragging him underground. Crash! A large hole immediately appeared in the ground and the bald-scale man vanished. 2 other vice-captains beside him, who initially had smiling faces and were carefree, suddenly turned to realize the captain that was standing beside them had suddenly vanished and there was a hole in the ground. Hole? The 2 vice-captains stared wide-eyed at the hole. Captain. What's going on? Where's the captain? The 2 vice-captains and surrounding members were all stunned. Under their watch, someone was actually stolen away. The captain is below, no life force, is dead. A spirit reader member shouted, 12M underground. Immediately a group of Star Level 9 explorers began digging underground, very quickly finding their captain's body. bringing it back up to the surface. This, my God. The two vice-captains and surrounding members all looked shocked at the dead body. His head was burst open, beyond death. The most shocking thing was, one of his fingers was broken off, and it was the one wearing the storage ring, quickly informed the main captain. The captain has been killed and the storage ring has been taken. And deep underground. A long thin vine swiftly retracted, on it was a leaf, wrapped around the broken finger and storage ring. The vine was even wearing a bracelet, the bracelet that Barbata was stored in. Barbata let out his scanning radius, swiftly connecting to the universe ship's 100,000 kilometers area signal. Luofeng, received. Luofeng stood within the universe ship, 3 main vines separately killing the 3 captains of the teams. Success. Very good. Continue dealing with that huge team. Luofeng said, okay. However, that large team may very likely have detailed scanning equipment. That's what they use to scan for the thunderstones. Those might discover the cloud contact vine. Barbata said, if I discover any of these equipment and their signal, I'll stop the hunt. All right, this hunt, the priority is to not let the other teams discover the cloud contact vine. Guarantee its secrecy. Luofeng said, all right, then I'll continue. Barbata disconnected the call. This hunt relied heavily on the cloud contact vine with its piercing through the ground, and with Barbata instructing it around. With his scanning area and level, it was naturally incomparably clear. With the cloud contact vine's strength, they truly had no fear of any team. The cloud contact vine's large physical structure along with its strong cell regeneration, even if it got hit by a laser or rail gun, having a part of it destroyed, it could still regenerate. Hence in the world within a world, the universe level 2 cloud contact vine was truly invincible. About 10,000 kilometers away from the 16,300-man team, the universe ship parked on a grassy field. Within the ship's control room, a long vine entered the cabin, extending to the control room. Cloud vine. Luofeng affectionately rubbed the cloud contact vine. We've successfully killed 9 captains, acquiring 12 storage items. A voice resounded within. Simultaneously, that long vine curled up and rested within the Allied army. Tell me the exact details of the situation. Brolin's voice was cold. The 4th large team, under your instructions, were stationed at the swamp area. They were prepared to attack and rob other teams. However, tonight, just before, there were 3 strong teams that attacked and surrounded the 4th large team. These 3 teams also had laser guns, and their strength was very much in an advantageous situation. That plus the 4th team didn't have enough time to react. They were defeated in an instant. The 4th large team lost 1/3 of their troops, with the rest dispersing and fleeing. During the escape, they were discovered by other teams and chased and killed. This resulted in less than 10,000 survivors in the team. The bodyguard said, right now the remaining lucky survivors are swiftly rushing towards the central region. Brolin went silent for quite a while, surrounding the 4th large team with 3 teams. Just how many were there? Brolin asked. At least 60,000 people. The bodyguard said, you can leave first. Brolin waved his hand. The bodyguard left. Only Brolin was left in the large tent. He squinted his eyes and pondered, muttering, 60,000 people? The thunderstones in this world within a world have almost been dug clean. The battles have begun even faster than what I predicted. What's more, in the blink of an eye, there is a 60,000 combined forces team. Looks like the other sides aren't stupid. Brolin controlled over 220,000 people, while if the other sides had lesser people, that would have been too advantageous for Brolin. One had to know, each of the other large teams all had sector lords behind them. Powerful sector lords, some friends while others in the same organizations. At crucial times like these, ordering their teams below them to team up was a very normal thing to do. Have the battles begun? Brolin licked his lips, eyes filled with madness. Bring it on. Virtual universe, Black Dragon Mountain Island. In a 2-level quiet villa, the ape-man Chakra sat in a chair. 2 screens appeared before him, both with people in them. Lord Chakra, that was really thrilling. Brolin's underlings were instantly defeated and they lost a good half of that team. I believe that Brolin must be raging. The 2 people on the screen spoke. The ape-man Chakra laughed carefree. You too, that was only our first attack. That Brolin may command a lot more troops than us, but with this loss, he'll be more cautious. However, after showing off before, with every side taking him as an enemy, he won't have any good days to live, right? Just one prince, daring to pick a fight with us. We have to teach him a good lesson this time, let him know, we aren't ones to be trifled with. You two have to be careful too, that Brolin won't just let this incident go. War, that was how it began suddenly. During the digging for Thunderstones period before, few enormous teams, 10,000 or above, exercised control and avoided battle. However, since the three teams allied and attacked Brolin's fourth large team, the entire world within a world immediately boiled over and war erupted. Whether it was the large powers or individual explorers, or even the large teams combining forces. Even allied armies of over 10,000 troops were formed, large battles erupted in the world within a world, genetic long-distance attack. Rumble. Colorful glaring beams of genetic energy, over 10,000 of them, came from one side of the army, breaking through the skies and headed towards another. Star level 9 genetic energy, leaving the bodies and attacking. With over 10,000 beams of them combined, the power wasn't any less than a C2 or C3 laser cannon, second team. Spirit weapons gathered together, just like a school of fish, almost as though one person was commanding them all, over 1,000 spirit weapons combining forces and attacking one point, following which they arced and attacked another. Elite soldiers. These Star Level 9 warriors were the largest and most powerful force within the Black Dragon Mountain star field, the elite soldiers of the two sacred lands and four large organizations. In terms of combined and synchronized attacks, they were very well trained. In a flash, the vast million-kilometer of the world within a world was filled with battles all over, blood-stained the entire land. In the swamps. A universe ship stopped within, and in the control room, Luophone and his team of four were within checking on the storage items, acquiring so much in such a short time. Thunder God laughed loudly. When everybody was digging for the stones earlier, all their scanning equipment were on all the time. And now since the dig is over and the battles have begun, these equipment have no use. Luophone smiled. With their equipment off, the cloud contact vine can make its move on all the head captains 90% of the time. Within a large team, the treasures were held by the captain. Hence, Luophone's rewards from killing all the little 1,000-man team captains couldn't even compare to killing one head captain. How many Thunderstones do we have? Hong asked. We have close to 610,000 from that head captain's storage ring, and we also acquired the 3 treasures he exchanged for. These 3 are close to 800,000 Thunderstones in total in price. Luophone smiled. It's better to hunt the head captains, it's more worth it. In the world within a world, the 2-million-man army was engaged in intense slaughter. With many devious plans and ploys around, the teams could still maintain contact secretly due to the virtual universe network. It was troubled times. And the sector lords behind those teams definitely couldn't just give up the treasures. Even if they lost a 10,000-strong team, as long as they could still acquire just one treasure, it was worth it. That was because with the sector lord's orders, these battles became a bloodbath. Star Level 9 fighters, spirit readers, they were truly cannon fodder. And in the process, Barbata's coordination with the cloud contact vine worked with their sneak attacks. When they first began, the teams in the world within a world were still oblivious. After all, the communication between teams was sparse. However, with the head captain's dying numbers increasing, one had to know, in the entire world within a world, just how many large teams were there. Every large team had at least 10,000 people. When their sneak attacks resulted in the death of the 6th head captain, the sector lords controlling gave the orders. In the world within a world, there should be a universe-level spirit reader. His spirit weapon is able to penetrate the earth and dig. He used his digging to ambush a head captain. All squads need to be extra careful. Following the warnings from the sector lords, the large teams became extra careful, causing Luophone's hunting efficiency to drop drastically. The battles were bound to end one day. The battles in the world within a world lasted about a month and a half, from the initial 2 million army until the last remaining 600,000. One had to know, the 200,000 allied army in the central region didn't take part in the battles. That meant to say that the real battle between the 1.8 million people resulted in less than 400,000 left. It was simply tragic. In the dense forests, the universe ship was parked. Within the control room, it's ended, the battles have ended. Luo Feng sighed, rubbing the cloud contact vine beside him. It proudly wiggled its vine body, following which, with a pop, it entered Luo Feng's skin and formed an armor. Even though we only killed 6 head captains and the teams became extra cautious, our earnings are still not bad. Thunder God said proudly. Hong couldn't help but laugh too. Luo Feng couldn't help but rub his finger. The storage ring was assimilated into his skin. 1.5 months. The earnings from this period were indeed huge. We have a total of 9 treasures and 9.08 million thunderstones. Luo Feng smiled, looking at Thunder God and Hong, first and second brother. It's time we return to the Allied army ground. These thunderstones have to be exchanged there. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.